right. Bad camera. TNA, yes, this is late. I'm sorry. As you guys have heard in my last video review, my last Dynamite review, I was in an apartment that literally has no air conditioning. That is an old tenement building in New York that when it gets hot, the bricks heat up and they don't cool down immediately after the heat goes down, particularly if the heat hadn't been gone for 3 days. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Thursday, it was somewhat cool. Friday, as you already know, it's cool now in New York, but it took a while for the bricks to cool down and I got fried. I am not making excuses. I am fried, but it doesn't mean I don't apologize because I know you look for my videos and I haven't done them, and I always get angry when I can't do them when my anxiety or my depression kicks in. This is no different, so I apologize. I don't need to. I know you're not going to tell me, dude, you have to do it. No, I do it because I respect you guys. You watch my videos and I'm thankful that you want to, no matter how many people it is, even if it's 10 people or 1,000. I don't care. I'm going to be honest. I thank you. Now, let's get some out of the way. As you guys know, I'm not the type to glaze over anything. If the show is bad, it's bad. And with TNA, with all the strange stuff they've been imposing, like having you get permission to slap somebody. I'm sorry. Anyone says, well, because what Tessa happened to her. It's not the point of Tessa happening. It happens. This happens. We are talking about executives who want to make it run like an executive thing. Like it's on a network. They're not treating it like a pro wrestling promotion. They're treating it like it's a show that is on a network. They're not seeing it as a pro wrestling promotion. Remember, I've told you, and it still stands. They're going to do something stupid that only executives that worked in network are going to do. But I've always said this. When the show's bad, I'm going to tell you. When the show's good, I'm going to tell you. Whether you think I'm kissing or not. The show was good. It leads up to Slammiversary. Got good build going into it. For more than a few people, they are doing what they need to do. And knowing that we saw a good amount of people during this show, that one of the major problems that TNA's had when it was Impact, they didn't show everyone they had. Now, my sneakers hit the floor. But when you see this, it's good to see them show the majority of the people they have. Now the question's going to be, can they book them? But seeing them is good to see because I don't remember everybody's name, particularly they barely shown them. So this was a good chance for people to get a chance to see them if they don't watch. A little bit of explosion. So, first match, Wentz versus, well, my big brother. Let's make it Ryan Nimitz. He has his moments. He's annoying, but he does his job well. He's meant to be annoying. He's a pain in the ass. And that's the way the match went. It wasn't a bad match, but it is setting up Ryan and Nick to go up against Wentz and against Trey Miguel. That's what they've done. It's a standard match, set it up, and Wentz won, which was fine. Seeing a spinal tap, you don't show that often. In Impact Wrestling, they don't show spinal taps often. The one who did it the most was AJ Styles. He was synonymous with that. And yes, we've had Amazing Red, for one to understand, who did a couple of them. And we did see a Desmond Xavier, a.k.a. Wes Lee. He's done it once in a while, but it hasn't been done in a very long time. And seeing a spinal tap from Wentz, I didn't have a problem with it. He nailed his ass with that. It was good to see. I liked it. Now, next, the Knockouts Battle Royal. 20 women, the well-established ones, and the new women that came in. Now, if I'm going to say the names of most of these women, if I got them written correctly. Because with 20 women, which we have maybe an extra 8 to 10 women now, that's on the main roster, that now, again, and I'll make this clear, they need to write for these women. If they're fully contracted to the company, and they got to show them and show us not only the matches with them, but hopefully some storylines with them. We need to know these women. But what do we got here? We got Jada Stone. Now, I believe she just got signed. We got Hudson. We got Gray. We got, what is the other one? Melly Moore, I believe. Millie Moore. I believe that's her. Of course, the Inspiration are back. We got M, who's with the Elegance brand. It's good to see all these women here. Not talking about Ling Lang Yi, also a Tessa Blanchard, a Victoria Crawford. And I know you're going to say, dude, they're well known. It's not the point. They came to the roster within the last year. Within a year, they're there. That is a lot of women that's on the damn roster. It's not the point that many of them have been well known and established either in WWE or already in Impact Wrestling when they left. It's not the point. The point is that we got these women here. And also Killer Kelly, who wasn't in the match, who will be going against Marsha, who did have a good fit pack. I didn't mind it. Now, of course, she's not going to talk about getting knocked up and having a kid. And I'm not being disrespectful saying it like that. But the girl got knocked up happily with her man. And they have a beautiful kid, which my heart goes to them. I really hope they stay together. I really hope they have a good life with their daughter. And I do believe it's a daughter. And I'm happy. But it kind of, the way they're trying to book it almost sounds like she wants to say, I've been gone. I have a child. But before I left, you treat me like shit. And I want to do this for my daughter, or I believe it's her daughter. I want to whoop your ass and take your damn title to show my daughter in recordings that I am the best until she becomes of age. That's what I think she wants to say, but doesn't mean she will. But she wasn't in the match. We had 20 women, and the first ones that went out were Inspiration. Now, let's say this when it comes to McLean and Miss Lee, the Sean Spears' wife. Did I like seeing her in face-to-face with the Elegance brand doing the inspiration, like that, the iconic bit? No. But I will say this. Once they did it, they didn't play around after that. They just started using forearms to the face of the Elegance brand, which I think is the wisest thing to do. The Elegance were ones who started the Inspiration or iconic bit. So they're the ones who started doing that mess at them. So they did it back and they knocked their teeth down the throat with their elbows. So I will say this. We still do not know what they're going to act like when they're in the ring and their characters yet. It's very early. But if they're going away from the iconic and Inspiration posing and attitude and they're more down to earth and more aggressive, I will go for it. I'll be glad to see these women actually win a title again if they change their characters. But if they stick with the Inspiration bit, doing the posing too much, and then acting silly like they normally do, I'm not going to be into it. Because I truly, and I say this again, I truly believed. They said they wanted to do something different. They didn't want to be locked into the iconic stick. But what did they do when they were Inspiration? The iconic stick. So now they're back after 3 years. If they've learned a lesson and learned something, they will do very, very rarely the iconic stick, and they will do something different. That is what I'm hoping for, because I want to see these women succeed. Why not? Moving on. Who did I care about the most in this match? Well, Hudson I did like. Danny Luna wasn't really caring that much about. But the one I really thought the most about was Hudson, since she's one of the 2 women that just came in who's British. She looked very good. Now, of course, there was other women who did look good. Well, Jada Stone looked good. Gray looked okay. Of course, Indy Hartwell was being cheered for, particularly when she was the last one with Tessa Blanchard. Well, we thought it was the last one with Tessa Blanchard, because as they were fighting, which was okay, and they have a story together. They know each other. Tessa helped out Indy when she came to America. There's your story right there, and I'm glad to see they're doing a story with Tessa, with someone she actually knew, and they're going there and not rushing her into the main title picture. I'm still not fond of how they booked her before, but I am glad they are doing something with Indy, with her. Hopefully it'll continue, but neither one of them won. It was Ash. Ash did not get thrown out of the ring. She went under the rope and then got thrown off when she was already rolled under the rope. She never was over the top rope. So she kicked everyone out. Then you got Marsha coming out. And then you got... When you saw her interview, and then you see a Ariana Grace coming out saying that they're going to be a little surprise. Do I really feel JC James? No. I do not feel JC James. Unless it's going to be a match between JC James and... Why? Now, if she could do a match on Slammiversary, or at least do a match or two that is before Slammiversary, that's fine. Okay. They're doing an Impact show with JC James. That's all right. But I would have liked that they set up a match, and hopefully they will, for Slammiversary with JC James, and that would give us something extra for the show. Yes, it is an NXT title that will be on Slammiversary, which, as far as I know, will be one of the rare times you see a rival title from a woman, mind you, not men, because we've had things like that, from what I understand, over the years, where maybe Noah had their title defended on maybe Slammiversary or on a pay-per-view. But this will be a woman. This will be a woman from a rival company who will come in and do this at Slammiversary. This will be a first, if they go there. I'm kind of hoping they will. That's just me moving on. Now, what did I feel about this call to arms? You know what? No. Doing it last. Next match, we get the Northern Armory, Williams and Icarus. Now I remember, instead of saying Saints, it's Icarus. Versus, as I said before, if you didn't hear what I said before, when it comes about the Northern Armory, when it comes about Williams, and it comes about Icarus, they don't feel like anything. They don't feel important. Only person that feels important is Eric Young. And what did we get during the match? It was an okay match between the four, but Eric tried to mess with Jeff. No, not Jeff, Matt. And he got caught, and he was ejected. And I didn't really care that much about the match once he left. I didn't really care. It's not about the match quality. I want you to understand. It's not the match quality that's the problem. It's that they have no real characters. They're just henchmen that's doing Eric Young's bidding. When are we going to build these guys up? Because they don't feel important. But this is what we got. And in the end, the Hardys won. I didn't expect them to lose. There's supposed to be a match soon to see who's going to get the tag titles. So it's going to be a question who's going to win it. But what did we get after that? We got them calling out Leon Slater, because he's got his match at Slammiversary for the xdivision title against Moose, who also had a match, and I'll get it over with right now. The match versus, what were the guy's name? Saber and Painter. One, I am glad they're reusing these guys again. It's good to see that they bring in enhanced talent to do a job. No problem. I'm fine with it. I'm glad to see it. Don't get it twisted. You need them from time to time to come in to make your wrestlers look good. And he did two of them. It was supposed to be a triple threat. Those guys decided to work together to get rid of Moose so they can do their job together. But they got their asses whooped. But then Slater, trying to protect, I believe it was Saber, not Painter. He was getting hammered in the face because Moose wanted to make a point to Leon Slater, what he was going up against. Leon jumped into the ring, made it very, 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 very clear, cut it out. So, that's done. But I want to say this. the segment that was before that match. When you look at Leon Slater compared to a Devon Evans, now, mind you, Devon is roughly about the same age as Leon. I believe he's 20. Leon is 20. In fact, Leon will be 21 this year. I think in October, so he's still 20. And Leon is 20 as well. You look at both of them. They're both very high-flying wrestlers. Yes. Leon is a little more built than Devon Evans, who's a little skinnier. But they're almost, I think they're about near the same height. What differentiates the two? Charisma. And when you look at the charisma of a Devon Evans compared to the charisma of a Leon Slater, Leon is better with his charisma and when he talks. And it's not his accent that gives him the edge over Devon Evans. It's not. You can feel the charisma coming off this kid. You can. When it comes to Devon Evans, no. The OG only began to really become something once he worked with, once his jaw got jacked by, do I believe it was during that time with Ethan Page or just a little bit after the second fight? I think it was the second fight. That's when he really became interesting because he went away. He supposedly got a fractured jaw, and that's when he really began to begin to build. Because when he first had the fight, and then when he had to go away after that, that second time is when he became more important. But when you look at Leon Slater, you don't need to do that because he gives off charisma. You can feel it. Now, mind you, there's not going to be people who agree with me. They're going to say that he's no better than Devon Evans or Devon Evans is better than him. Well, technically, Devon Evans is better than him now because he's working with much more higher caliber wrestlers than Leon Slater is. But if you're going to say who had it from the jump, at least charisma already, because Devon Evans is about here due to the fact of how much they pushed him to make him learn. But there's a difference between just having it and learning to get it. There's a difference. And there's only a slight difference between Devon Evans, who is a little bit more now, compared to Leon Slater, who already had it right here. But he wasn't shown that much. Now he's working with the Hardys, and he is getting better. But he has natural charisma. Devon Evans had to learn it. There's the difference, guys. Moving on. All right. The street fight. What did I just see? Did I see AJ Francis, who a lot of people don't give a fuck about? They don't care. They don't think AJ Francis is anything. They think he's trash. He just pulled off a good street fight with a freaking Styles Clash in the mix. What did I say for so many times whenever I talk about AJ Francis? I always said, if AJ watched me and said, AJ, my boy, please, leave the Tennessee whiskey alone for a little while. Give it a year. Don't use it. Do other moves. Show that you have variation. But he never wanted to do that because he wanted to show that he can do whatever the fuck he wanted. And the move that he did, he can do it perfectly. But it didn't really prove the point of how good he could be. He just proved that he's able to do a good street fight. You can't always do a good street fight, guys. He did a good street fight with Santana. Santana had to carry some of it because it's obvious Santana had more experience in the street fight than AJ Francis does. But he carried some of it, but AJ did a good job. He made sure he kicked out when he needed to. He made sure that he did most of the moves and took hits, gave hits. He did a damn Styles Clash. Santana sold it like a champ. But the point is, he sold it, but AJ Francis made it look good. He did it correctly. And Tom made it even perfect. In the sense that when it was performed, he got angry and said sacrilegious. that after what they done, after what he did, he's now doing a Styles Clash? Are you serious? Then seeing Casey Navarro going, who is still with a dislocated knee. What is it? Dislocated, what is it? A dislocated, dislocated knee. That's what he's got. He's still got a dislocated knee. He can't wrestle right now. But the look he gave really helped and made the match better. Of course, he was not meant to win. So, he's done. He didn't win. And then we got a good talk from Santana, but there was one major problem. Not Santana, it was one of the problems that they do. That they do back-to-back-to-back tapings. That the people get tired. You saw a little girl in the background, looked like a little girl going, that did not help. But it's the point, you can't help it. The fans are going to do what the fans are going to do. They're tired. If they're doing multiple tapings, they're going to be tired. It's just no way around it. But he made it clear. You got what you got, Pittsburgh. We haven't been here in 15 years. He didn't say it. But he said, this shows you that we love what we do. And I made it very clear. I'm going for that damn title. And he's asking Santino, put me in that damn match between Trick and Joe Henry at Slammiversary. You owe me one. So good to see they're going to throw in Santana in the mix. So to make it easier for one person to job, if it's Santana winning, he can job on Joe Henry or he can job on Trick. And if they're going to hold Trick with that title a little bit longer, you can have Santana eat the pin. I don't believe it'll hurt him too much if he loses again, but it could be cheating. You never know. So I could tell you, from just this was a good show. But what was the most surprising of the show was the Call to Arms match, which was simply, you get your hand tied up. Both of them. Skyler and Ali. Whoever releases himself first has the advantage and can beat up on the other person who is tied up. What did Ali do? Grab some damn scissors. I botched that. He got some scissors in his knee pad, pulled it out, cut that bitch, and just started wailing on Skyler. Skyler defended himself well, used the scissors eventually, and it was Tasha who hit it so Ali would know. And in the end, Skyler lost, which I didn't expect him to win. I didn't. But when Skyler was about to get beat up, Hunch said, no, it's done. Leave him alone. And you see Ali with a chair. He drops the chair, but then pushes Hunch into he basically lays him out and then throws him in the ring. Takes that chair, was about to wail on both of them until Tasha jumps into the ring to try and stop him, begging him not to do it. I think I might put that image, it's in my face. One of the two images. And what did we get? He told her to move. She refused. He was about to knock the teeth in her mouth down her throat until Just Call Me Prime. And we get Cedric Alexander. Let me say that again. Cedric Alexander shows up on TNA TV. He goes in the ring. They got history. He's telling them to back off, chill. Ali grabs Tasha to take away. Cedric grabs her hand and says, no, you need to stop. He walks away. And you see Order 4, the cabinet, now with Cedric by their side. Here's the thing. I don't know if he's signed or not. You don't tell me. If anybody already knows he's been signed to TNA, let me find out myself. Because I am considering doing Gump Report because Cedric is no longer going to be an option for the Hurt Syndicate until whatever, if he signs a contract or if it's tapings, until they're ready. And then he's going to go off and do what he's going to do. Maybe go to AEW to join the Hurt Syndicate. But don't tell me. If you tell me, you're going to anger me. Don't piss me off, please. You know I don't want to know. I like to find out for myself, or I like to be surprised. But seeing Cedric there, honestly, I'm all for it. Because if you look at AEW, there's a very strong possibility that Tony is not going to book him right. He just won't. He's just not going to book him right now. He's got so many people already that he's not even utilizing. And yes, he could join the Hurt Syndicate, and I do believe he would. But I'd rather see him not go there right now. I'd rather see him go next year. That's what I hope. That he leaves TNA, if he's not going to stay permanently, stay for a year, and then go over to AEW and then join the Hurt Syndicate. I think that would be the best thing for them. And for him. TNA can gain a lot from Cedric Alexander working the X Division or working the International Championship. I know Jake Something is now faced off with Steve Macklin. I didn't say anything. I don't need to. But I want to see Cedric be something. And honestly, it means a lot to me personally. I really do believe Cedric was stagnant in WWE when he went to the main roster. They did nothing with him. And yes, he did do something good when it came to NXT to a certain extent. But now he has a clean, fresh palette. And not only does he work for a new company, he can still work with a lot of the old people he used to that was in NXT, which could be interesting. But this is just me. I will see if I'm going to do SmackDown tonight. If I don't, I might see if I'm going to do maybe another video of something else, either a Gump report, or maybe I might check and see another promotion. I'm thinking about maybe checking Joshi Wrestling or Pro Wrestling Noah. I don't know yet. For tonight, peace.